Hello everyone, I'm Colin Canet. Not too long ago I did a video on router bushings, and in there I talked about a Freud inlay kit, and today I'm going to show you how that works. There's what that inlay kit looks like installed in my router, and I'm going to take the outside collar off, and it's a little bit tough to do that. If you look closely, you can see that there's a little rubber grommet inside, and that's what keeps it in there. So the outside collar is for cutting the pocket, and the inside piece of this inlay kit is what you use to cut the insert that goes into the pocket. Now I'm going to cut the pocket first of all, so I'm going to put the collar on there, and I'm going to show you now what I'm going to be cutting. But first of all, I want to show you how deep that blade is, and that's my router bit in there. You can see it poking through there. So first of all, I'm going to show you what the template looks like that I'm going to be making the insert. And we call this a bow tie or a butterfly. And this is, I just cut this out by hand, so it's not perfect. It's a little bit irregular. And that means when I cut the pocket, the insert will go right into it, but it could go a variety of ways, and so that's why I want to mark the top of it so that I don't get mixed up whether this side or this side is the part that I use. Now I'm going to position this butterfly to be somewhat in the center. This is just a blank, an off-cut piece of wood that I have. Now normally, if this was a board that I was keeping, I would use double-sided tape, but because we're just doing a demo today, I'm just going to use my 23 gauge pinner and just put a couple of pins in there just to stop this from moving around. Now I've taken a moment to plug the router in. I'm just going to drop it over top of that insert, and basically I'm going to turn the router on. It's going to be on a very high speed, and I'm just going to move it around, do the outline first of all, and then move as much material out of there as I can. And I'll speed this video up. Now that's pretty normal. What I'm going to do now is take my chisel and just clean out those little bits of those little nubs in there. You can see them all around there. So I'm just going to clean that up. So there's my pocket, and it's all cleaned out, and it's nice, and the bottom's nice and flat. Now the next thing I need to do is to cut the insert to go into that. So I'm going to take a moment to pop this off of here. Now there's the pocket. Now when we make an insert to go inside here, we want the grain to be running the long way. So I've got a really nice piece of wood here. It's got nice straight grain, and when I picked up this board I realized that it's really warped. So for this kind of thing it's perfect because it's really too warped to do very much else with. So what I'm going to do is to put the insert the same way. I'm going to put it right there in that area. First of all, I need to pull these pins out of here. Okay, so there it is. It's all ready to go. I decided to move over to this side. The grain is a little bit nicer, so I'm just going to nail that down. There we go. Now I just need to take the collar off, and that's all ready to cut the insert. Now in this case, all I'm going to do is go once around the outline, and that's all I'm going to do very carefully. I have to make sure that I get right as close to all of the edges as I can and go very slowly. There you go, and you can see what that insert looks like. Now, the next thing I need to do is cut that off of there. So first of all, I'm going to cut this out on the sliding miter and get rid of some of this excess. Then we'll take that over to the table saw. Okay, there's that piece that I cut off. I actually cut that off on the bandsaw. I just felt that was a little bit safer. And this little blue tape here, I just put that on at the last minute just to remind me that that's the bottom of the insert. So hopefully that'll stay on there. The other thing I did, if you look at the bottom, you'll see that I cut away just a little bit of the wood at the bottom, and the only reason for that is so that I can see exactly where it lines up, because I'm going to be pushing that through the table saw, and I need to make sure that my fence alignment is correct. So I'm just going to set that up now, and we should be ready to make that cut. Okay, that's all set, and in a perfect world, that little insert will just fall out. Well, you can see it's pretty close. You can see through it in some spots. So let's go back over to the workbench. Okay, so there's our insert, and you can see that it's pretty close to coming through. Hopefully I can just kind of pop that out of there. There we go. Now, most of these that I've ever done, I've had to do some sort of a little bit of sanding, and I'm afraid to cut too much there. Okay, I've got actually got some dental floss. This stuff is nice and strong. And I inadvertently bought some cool mint that I don't like, so that's perfect for working in the workshop. So let's see if we can get that to fit in there, dry fit that in there. Side looks like. Okay, there we go. That took a tiny bit of sanding, but you can see that it's a really nice tight fit. And of course, there's the reason for using the dental floss, so you can pop that back out. And now that we've done a dry fit, we could actually go ahead and glue that. I'm not going to do that today because I may want to use it another time, but you can see that that's a nice fit in there. And it's a nice contrasting. It's not overpowering in that it's a different color, but it's still got enough that you can see that there's obviously a butterfly or a bow tie in there. There you go, and that's what that butterfly or bow tie looks like in this case. And as I said before, you can do any kind of shape that you want, stars, circles, squares, irregular shapes. There's lots of different things that you can do. And you can do them both functionally, or you can do them just for the aesthetics of it. You may want to, maybe you're making something, children's toys or something, and you want to put stars or circles or something on it to make it stand out. And that's one of the things that you could do to do that. As far as functional, if you had a crack in a board where these originally came from, this kind of an inlay was boards that were cracked that woodworkers didn't want to cut the wood off, but they wanted to stabilize it, like things like benches and tables. This is a perfect place for something like that because it adds a little bit of sort of detail to something that otherwise might be flat, and it stops the crack from getting bigger. So that's what it's for. An inlay kit, this version that I was using is a Freud Diablo, but the similar kits are available from a variety of manufacturers. And that concludes my video for today. I'm Colin Canet for Woodwork Web. Thanks for watching.